Hello, everybody, and welcome to Marvin Gardens June 2025. And we got ourselves a garden going here, so we better get to it. It's past the summer solstice by a few days, and I didn't shoot on the summer solstice because it was happening at around 10:42 p.m. and I didn't feel like shooting at 10:42 p.m. So we just waited, and now we're closer to the end of the month, but it's still June, so can't complain about that. Those are garlic chives, Asian leeks, and you can see right here it's starting to put up a bloom or two. These are the yellow pond irises that are pretty much done for this season, and of course Coco keeping an eye on things. Not much too exciting going on here in the greenhouse. There's a few extra corn leftovers, which I probably don't need because I don't think I have any vacancies out there. But there they are, nonetheless. And if we go back over here to the mini barn area, you can see that in fact I went with petunias for the hanging planters. I couldn't get the not watermelons, the cucumbers to grow. I thought they would vine nicely out of the hanging planters, but they didn't do nothing. So instead we got pink irises, or not irises, pink petunias going, and they should do pretty well. Now, speaking of stuff that's doing well, let me see if I can, I don't know how well I'm going to be able to do this, but yeah, if you look down there, especially the one on the right, sometimes it wants to focus on the leaves instead of the bulb, but you probably can't tell, but that is at least 3 inches across, and all of these daikon radishes are doing very nicely. I did thin them out, so I think I'm going to get nice big ones for everything that's from everything that's left in there, and so I think they're looking quite a bit better than the ones last year too, because I didn't thin those as well. Now you can see I'm still having trouble with germination on the part of carrots, but I'm getting more. So I'll probably do another round of planting to see if I can fill in the gaps here. Oh, me and carrots, I don't know what it is these days. This is the second planting of daikon radishes, and the only thing that's curious is that they're kind of big on this end, and then in the middle there they're kind of little, and they're kind of big on the other end, and I don't know why that happens. We got some cauliflower going here. Let me just see if I can sneak in here. This one is another small cauliflower that's due to be harvested because it's starting to separate like that. Again, I didn't think I had any small varieties of cauliflower going, but apparently I do. So that's ready to go. These are cabbages, which are far from ready to be going. And then we've got broccoli here. The traditional kind of broccoli. I'm not sure what the variety is, but they're doing well, but very far from being harvested. And then we got the mini broccoli here, which I have been breaking off at the stalks, and the shoots keep coming up, so you don't get a full meal or servings worth of harvest usually when you take them off, but collect them in the fridge, and after a while you got yourself a nice harvest. Now, speaking of a nice harvest, look at this. That's a beautiful purple head of broccoli. Again, I can't read the sign from here. I haven't put my big signs up yet. But I'm sure it's like purple magic or something like that. And here's one too. And both of those guys could be harvested today or tomorrow. They're looking good. And here's our lettuce. And you can see the one on the right here. That's the last of the first wave of lettuce. And it's just getting ready to bolt. So we're ready to harvest that. And then the next 9 we'll harvest as they get ready. And I've got another 9 that are in under the lights and only little guys. So as the lettuce staggering planting continues, it's going quite well. Down on this end we got pole beans. I see blooms. I don't see any beans yet. Let me look here carefully, and I do see where some have been chomped off, so I'm afraid we actually have had some deer jump the fence in the garden. Well, look who got into the compost again. I don't know how. Well, it looks like he just jumped in. He didn't even take down the gate or anything. So I'm gonna have to figure out a better dachshund prevention for that. Meanwhile, in our greenhouse / grow house, those are not holes in the screens. Those are, but there is some holes down there that I do need to attend to at the very bottom. You can see on the far side, although they're kind of mixing together now, you've got Waltham butternut, and on the near side we've got cucumbers where I could get them to grow nicely. They're all blooming so far. It appears to be male blooms. So, but that marks the beginning of me having to come in here every morning and check for female blossoms and make sure they get properly pollinated. The okra doesn't look too much bigger than it did last time, but it's looking a little more healthy, a little more green. And the tomatoes look pretty good, pretty green. I've obviously got the cages up. I just need to come in here and make sure that they're tucked inside the cages as much as possible. But they're blooming heavily, and I think I saw a couple of little tomatoes somewhere. Well, there's one right there. I don't know if you can see that right there. There's a few more like that. Just getting started. We won't get good tomatoes out of that for a while yet. Now, our eggplant are looking much better, much more green, much bigger. The fertilizing that I did last time, right before the video, has taken hold. The May video, that is. Now, we do have one pepper plant that kind of got chomped on, but it's coming back, so I'm not complaining about that. But the pepper plants also look much greener, much bigger. They're coming in nicely. I am happy. And you say, what is that over there? Well, there's a pepper plant there that didn't come up. There was a borage flower plant that did, so I let it go. And might as well, if we're going to have a vacancy, we might as well have something growing in there. Now, that brings us to the summer squash. Let's see, these,
That's what I figured.
I don't know what she's talking about. down in there you can see a little teeny tiny scallop squash. In here you can see a little bit larger zucchini summer squash. And in here you can see harvestable yellow summer squash, which is what that is right there. That's our second one. We already harvested one. I probably have a still. I could show you if I wanted to. But we got nine summer squash plants of the 3 varieties I just spoke, and I don't see any scallop squash that are nearing readiness. But all right, so here in bed number 3, we got some branching sunflowers that are blooming already. That's always nice, and they are looking green and strong and healthy, and that's good too. This is Brussels sprouts, which have been planted since the last garden video, and there's also a few volunteer sunflowers that are in there in between, which usually I just let them go wherever they come up. The celery is looking nice and deep green again, or not again, but at this point they were looking a little pale last time, and as you can see, they actually look like celery, but they have quite a ways to go. So, but I'm encouraged by the look of them. We've got what do we got here? Irises, I believe. Those have been like a total meh. They're still growing, but they're not doing much of anything. And then we got some straw flowers and some sunball flowers. They are also kind of doing meh. Then we got a couple of rows of calendula and a couple of rows of straw flowers, which are doing better. But I think I don't know. I think I went with the spacing that they suggested on the seed packets, and there needs to be more plants if you want to get a bunch of flowers. That brings us to corn, wonderful corn. Now, you will see that the corn on this end, and it's called sugar buns, is nice and green and almost knee-high, and it's almost the 4th of July. And then on this end, they're a little smaller and a little paler, and ask me why? I don't know why. I remember this happening before, though, with this bed. So there's something inherent about this end of the bed that is not as conducive to big, strong corn plants. Although, you know, these right down at the very end here look pretty good. But I'm due to fertilize them again, so I'm sure they'll come around. They usually do. That brings us to bed number 5, and this is, of course, as you may recall, the onion bed, and some of them are growing up bigger than others, but in general we're having pretty good luck out here. We got 3 varieties as per our usual: Elsa Craig, Patterson, and Red Wing for our traditional bulbing onions. And then there's like 2.5 rows in there that aren't all that straight, but they work, of scallions. And then finally on this end, these are all leeks coming in, and they are now looking pretty good, although they're coming in at different rates of growth, which is kind of typical from before. Now, those big old things there, those are cattails, which we just keep mowing down, and they keep growing back up again. And here's the south side of the Waltham butternut squash and the cucumbers, and you can see the blooms coming in there. Uh, Ranger's been working on his cattails. That's what that is. All right, so we won't. I'm not going to go out to the asparagus patch, but I will show it to you, and it's looking pretty good. Now there's a fair amount of grass in there, but the thistles are well under control. The grass is not really under control. I have to go in there with a mower and mow it. There's also a some kind of a winter squash, and I don't know if it's pumpkin or not. That's in there. Maybe I'll intercut a shot of that. I'm kind of curious to see what, in fact, it is. But it was growing so healthy and vining so well that whatever it is, I decided to leave it there. Could be a crapshoot, because you never know what you're going to get when you get offspring of hybrids, which mostly is what I grow. So now we are at the fire pit, and we have yet to have another fire pit, but it's ready for it. And I just ordered a new screen, because that one is, I don't know if you noticed last time, but it's rusting through. So that's not much of a spark arrestor. We've got some hanging pots out here with dianthus and some ivy in it, which I just did for the heck of it. And look, the hammock is in the same shape as it was last time. I've got the board clamped in there, but I haven't got the fix done. Now, looks like Vanina's been doing some planting out here of stuff, which is always welcome along the fence. And we got our water features. I have put the pumps in there. You can probably see that one going. Might not be able to hear it, like you can hear the wren that's going on, advertising his home out there. And then here's the other water feature. This one's more hidden by honeysuckle, but you can hear it dribbling happily, so that's good. What you barking at over there? Can't figure out how to get out? What are you barking at? What are you barking at, boy? You can't figure out how to get out? How'd you get in there? I'm going to do this, but perhaps I'll cut this out. Oh, see, I can't even get it off. Come on, boy. Come on. Come on. This way. This way. This way. This way. Atta boy. Yeah, I'll definitely have to cut this out. All right. All right. So we took a little detour to get Ranger out of the compost pile because he wasn't being able to figure it out himself. This is where Vanina's been working on succulents, and we got our mint growing in there. It's tiger lily bloom season. That's what June is all about. And these trumpet vines are going crazy. We have to duck down to get through here anymore, which isn't as easy as it used to be. All right, so we also have ordered, or not ordered, we picked up all our annuals. So you can see down here we got impatiens all over the place, and I'll try to mention the other ones that we've put down, but excuse me. That brings us to the pond, and our second water lily right there. Um, it's closing up because of the time of day it is, but it's nice to get another one already early in the season. Then, interestingly enough, these pond irises, the purple ones that are along the back shore there, I guess I could call it, a June event rather than a May event, which most irises are a May event. But they're a lot more than I remember last time, and they're looking good, so can't complain about that. Now, the water lily plant below the waterfall there has sent up a lot of pads, but we have not seen a bud yet. And I don't think we got a bloom out of them last year. But I'm hoping maybe that was a formative year, and we'll get a bloom this year. We'll see. And a few more dianthus out here, and ageratum. I don't know if that's the way it's pronounced. The purple flowers along the waterfall there, and some fairies along the waterfall. And one took a dive. I'll have to fix that. And then the water overflow plant. Oh, you also probably can't really see very well, but we've got a batch of water hyacinths right up there in the top of the waterhole, because they form well up there, and then as they start getting overpopulated up there, we stick them down in the pond itself, which, by the way, the water is very nicely clear, like almost crystal clear. Anyway, so usually the water hyacinths have no trouble just exploding. And these are yellow pond irises that are just in the overflow pond plant holding tank till we figure out where we're going to put them. And we get some other kind of lilies growing up in here as well. And the dianthus is, I don't know if it's not getting quite enough water or I needed to deadhead them. They're still blooming, but not like some of the others are. And of course we got, in this case, pink impatiens in the wishing well. Now, that brings us to the other onset of summer event, and that's the pool. Now, we had an early heat wave, several days of 90 plus degrees, and we were able to get the pool up and heated to enjoy those days and take dips in the pool. So here's the other sunflowers back off the back deck, as well as a profusion of tiger lilies, which we will not see next month. I can tell you that right now. The pear tree is looking pretty good right now, but it's, as with all the fruit trees, it's a little bit fickle. You never know what's going to happen. We may go away for a 4th of July holiday and come back and they'll all be gone. You just never know. But right now they're looking good, so can't complain about that. What's not looking good is, as you might expect, the nectarine tree. Now, there is a nectarine right there, and one right there, and another one behind it, but they're already not looking good, and those are the only 3 that are left out of easily a dozen or so that just fell off or got chomped off or whatever. The peach tree is looking a little bit better. That's one guy right there. I think, come on, get in focus, that's right. And if you look closely enough, you'll see others along the branches. I'm trying to get them in focus. Anyway, there's maybe a dozen on the tree. Those are going to be hit or miss too. We may or may not actually get peaches. Now, let me. Hello, Frankie. No, you can't go out. I'm not done yet. I think I'm banging the camera around. I forgot to show you the herb garden, so I'm going to quickly go over there. Hopefully, on the dead space in between, I might have had some drone footage to cut in. All right, so working from east to west, the Asian leeks are garlic chives are looking just fantastic. The regular chives, which we augmented with a fair amount from seed, are also looking very good, although there's a big old weed right in there. And this is Greek oregano, which is in its second year, and it appears to be going to flower or seed, but otherwise healthy. And then this is basil here, Genovese basil. And last time I complained that it was looking pale and scrawny. Well, it's looking nice and bright green now, and so I can't complain about that. There's a couple of stray Asian leeks in there, but otherwise it's looking very good in there. Now, we also have parsley, which Vanina's used a bunch of it already. Those are doing pretty well. And speaking of stuff that isn't doing well, this is sage, and as sometimes happen with sage, usually they don't all die, but this time it looks like, sure enough, if I aim the camera right, all those dark gray things used to be sage, which are no longer. In the meantime, we got rosemary over here, and that's doing okay. At least a few of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. At least 4 of them are doing pretty good. And this is German winter time, also in its second year, and doing pretty well. And then this was very sparsely populated with little tiny seedlings before, and now we've got quite a few dill plants here, just about ready to be thinned, and because they're coming along just fine. Now, that brings me back to here, and it's been sort of like it might be threatening to rain, but it's not. So we're doing fine. I think I've showed you everything. I did mention there's lettuce inside under the lights because of I'm having such executional success with staggering my lettuce planting. As in the fact that we've used, so far, every head that we've harvested, and nothing's gone south. And the stuff that's being planted in the hot weather is not looking bad either. Now I'm just sort of rambling, trying to think if there's anything else. Well, you probably don't want to look at my shirt, although it might be more attractive than my face. I don't know. But anyway, here we are. I think I've showed you everything there is to show you. If there's some harvest baskets which I think there are, those would have been interspersed. And if there's drone footage, which I'm sure there will be, but it hasn't been shot yet, that will also be interjected where appropriate or where my camera work is sucky. And then, of course, there will be a trail cam video with lots of Bambis, and I can't think of anything else of significance, but the usual stuff. It's usually mildly entertaining, but it's always optional. You don't have to watch that if you don't want to. All right, so it's a lovely day out. We got past our first heat wave. It's barely getting to 70 degrees today, but that's a nice break. And that's going to do it. This is Marvin from Marvin Gardens, 2025, June. And we're officially into summer now. And as always, we hope you're having a great summer and continue to have a great summer. And we'll see you in Marvin Gardens, July 2025, which is next on the hit parade. Okay? All right. Talk to you later. Bye.